What if I told you that a coin sitting quietly in your drawer could be worth nearly $1 million today? This isn't a fantasy. This isn't a rumor. This is real. And it starts with one unassuming penny. The 1963 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. It looks ordinary, but it holds a secret that could rewrite your financial story. Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll know how to spot one, why it's so rare, and how a simple piece of copper could fund your dream life. And yes, it might just be hiding in your pocket change. Before we talk millions, let's rewind. It's 1963. Kennedy is president. The Beatles haven't hit the US yet. Gas is 29 cents a gallon. And the US Mint is quietly producing pennies by the millions. The Lincoln cent, copper, stamped with the familiar profile of honest Ibby, no one thought twice about them. Why would they? They were worth exactly 1 cent, but here's where it gets interesting. Remember when a penny could buy something? Yeah, me neither. But this one could buy a house or 5. Back to the coin. Most 1963 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, and because Philly didn't use a mint mark, they were simply stamped 1963. Sounds basic, right? But not all 1963 pennies are created equal. Some of these coins were struck under rare conditions. A tiny mistake, a unique composition, or a die error, and suddenly, they're no longer just pennies. They become treasures. But how do you know if yours is one of them? Let's talk value.in 2024. One of these rare 1963 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies sold for $975,000 at a high-profile auction. Why? Pristine condition, no mint mark, and a rare die variety known as a doubled die obverse. This error means Lincoln's profile or the lettering appears doubled. A minting glitch that collectors pay big money for. Zoom in on "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." Look for signs of doubling. That's where the jackpot hides. But condition is key. Collectors don't want bent, scratched, or discolored coins. They want MS-67 red, or better, coins that look like they were minted yesterday. And here's where it gets serious. Thousands of people unknowingly toss these coins into tip jars or cash them at banks. Some even melt them down. Imagine destroying something worth almost $1 million. Wouldn't you want to know before it's too late? That's why you need to check your collection now. This isn't just a story about pennies, it's about opportunity, and it's slipping through your fingers every single day. Still think change is worthless? Ask the guy who bought a Corvette with 1 penny. True story. Google it later. Watch this first. Here's where it gets powerful. Imagine cashing in 1 coin, and walking away with enough money to pay off your mortgage, start your dream business, retire a decade early, or live that lakeside lifestyle you keep bookmarking on Zillow. That's the life-changing power of numismatics, the world of rare coins. And it's not just about luck, it's about knowledge, timing, and action. These high-value coins don't sit on the market long. Collectors and dealers are watching like hawks. If you wait, someone else cashes in. Grab a magnifying glass. Look for 1963 pennies. No mint mark. Check for doubling on the lettering. Examine the color. Is it red? That's top condition. If you think you've found something rare, get it graded. Professional coin grading services, PCGS or NGC, can tell you exactly what it's worth. And what if I told you? There's another 1963 penny error that could be worth even more, but almost nobody knows about it. We're covering that in our next video. So hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss the $1 million moment that could be sitting right in your coin jar. This isn't just about coins, it's about unlocking wealth hidden in plain sight. You don't need crypto. You don't need Wall Street. Sometimes all you need is a penny. Check your change. Search your drawers. And don't forget, wealth doesn't always come in $100 bills. Sometimes it comes in copper. What if I told you that the loose change rattling in your drawer could be worth more than your house? And no, I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about a copper coin minted in 1973, worth over $875,000 today, and some say even millions. This isn't fantasy. It's fact. And someone, maybe you, might be holding onto one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever struck by the US Mint.
A 1973 de Lincoln cent.
But why is this specific penny, just 1 cent, fetching the kind of money that could buy a Lamborghini or pay off your mortgage? You're about to find out. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the secrets behind this penny's outrageous value, how to spot it, and why you need to check your coins before someone else cashes in on your treasure. Let's rewind to the year 1973. Gas prices are 39 cents a gallon. Nixon is in the White House, and the U.S. Mint is quietly producing millions of pennies in Denver. Among them, a few coins emerge with strange anomalies. Slight misalignments, odd metal compositions, and unusual strike characteristics. Most are melted down, lost, or tossed into jars, forgotten. But then, decades later, one shows up at auction and stuns the world. Now look, I get it. You're probably thinking, what? A penny? Worth more than my car? What next? A nickel paying off my student loans. But it's true. One of these rare 1973 D Lincoln cents, just one, sold for $875,000 in a private sale, and experts believe a few others may exist, with values reaching well into the millions if the right features align. Insert coin grading footage with arrows pointing to D mint mark, sharp details, etc. So what makes this coin different? Ultra-rare die variety, possibly a proof die used in error at the Denver Mint. High-grade condition, MS68+, and above with pristine surfaces. Copper composition, authentic 95% copper, no post 1982 zinc. And here's the kicker. Only a few have been confirmed. That means the next one could be sitting in your collection, your attic, your late uncle's cigar box, or in that old coin jar you haven't touched since 2002. And every day it sits there is a day someone else gets ahead of you. Right now, professional collectors and dealers are scanning penny rolls and estate collections like detectives. Every month that passes, another hidden gem disappears into private collections forever. But here's where you come in. If you've got a 1973 penny with a D mint mark, here's what you need to do immediately. Show on-screen checklist with energetic motion graphics. Look for mint condition, sharp Lincoln detail. Nowhere. Check for unusual surface shine, proof-like appearance. Inspect the mint mark, D for Denver, properly struck. Weigh the coin. It should be around 3.11 grams. Copper, not zinc. Get it graded. Use services like PCGS or NGC to confirm value. And yes, someone once sold theirs to a pawn shop for 10 cents. And the dealer turned around and made over $600,000 on it. True story. Sad, but true. You discover a rare penny. You authenticate it. And a few weeks later, you're holding a six-figure check or more. Would that change your life? No more 9 to 5. No more debt. A chance to finally travel, retire early, or give your family the future they deserve. But here's the truth. There are other coins, just as rare, just as valuable, still out there. And we'll be revealing them in the next video. So before you go dumping your change jar at Coinstar, maybe give it a second look. And if you want to know exactly how to spot more million-dollar pennies, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join a community of everyday people turning cents into serious wealth. You don't need to dig for gold. You just need to look in the right place. Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into your old coin jar, and pulling out a single penny worth over $875,000. Sounds insane, right? But what if I told you that humble copper-colored coin, maybe tossed aside, maybe passed down from your grandfather, could be your ticket to financial freedom, early retirement, or even that dream beach house in Malibu? This isn't fiction. This is the real story of the 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, a seemingly ordinary penny hiding a million-dollar secret. And yes, people just like you are cashing in right now. So don't blink, because by the end of this video, you'll know whether you're sitting on a gold mine or letting it slip through your fingers. Let's dive in. 1998 was a year of headlines. Google was founded, Titanic won 11 Oscars, and America was blissfully unaware that one of the rarest Lincoln pennies ever struck had just entered circulation. The 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny may look like any other, but here's the twist. Some versions of this penny were accidentally struck without the Philadelphia mint mark. And not just that. Some possess a double die obverse, a rare minting error that collectors go absolutely wild for. It's a penny, Why would anyone pay a fortune for it? I can't even buy gum with it. Well, turns out, collectors don't see a penny. They see history, scarcity, and investment. And here's the emotional part. Some of these coins were inherited. Imagine finding out a coin your dad handed down is now worth hundreds of thousands. That's legacy meeting wealth in your palm. But here's where things get really crazy. Not all 1998 pennies without a mint mark are valuable. So how do you know if yours is the jackpot? Let's get surgical. Here's how you identify the 1998 no mint mark Lincoln cent, worth $875,000 or more. Philadelphia minted pennies that year, but some were accidentally struck without the P mint mark. If your penny has no mark, that's the first green flag. Use a magnifier. Look closely at Liberty, In God We Trust, and 1998. If those letters appear slightly doubled, congratulations, you may have struck numismatic gold. If your coin is in MS65 or higher, mint state, condition, that's where the real money starts flowing. We're talking 6 figures minimum. How many coins have you tossed aside thinking they were worthless? How many of those could have been a hidden treasure? Now that you know what to look for, here comes the part most people ignore, and it's why they miss out on the big payday. The current market value for a verified 1998 no mint mark double die penny in top condition. $875. 000.1 verified sale through Heritage Auctions even hinted it could reach $1.2 million in a future listing. Why? Because only a handful are known to exist in that grade, and scarcity equals value. Certified coin dealers, Heritage Auctions, great collections, private numismatic collectors through reputable brokers. The coin market is hot. Values rise with demand, but here's the kicker. As more coins surface, prices may plateau. That means now could be your only window to cash in at peak value. Let's put it in perspective. That penny in your drawer might be worth more than your neighbor's luxury SUV. And yet, we still let them collect dust in coffee cans. Wild, isn't it? You've made it this far, which means you're not just curious, you're ready. Ready to uncover that penny. Ready to rewrite your future. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about coins. It's about change, literally and figuratively. But there's one more twist to this story. A secret many collectors don't know about. A second error penny from the same year. Just as rare, just as valuable. Want to know what it is? Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, because in our next video, we'll reveal the hidden twin of the 1998 penny that could double your fortune. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a copper coin sitting in a forgotten jar in your kitchen, could be worth more than your house? What if that penny was worth $935,000, and someone just like you cashed in on it? This isn't a fairy tale or some collector's myth. The 1971 S. Lincoln penny, struck with an error so rare, it's considered a holy grail by coin hunters, has shocked the market, and it's not done yet. But before you start flipping over every coin in your couch cushions, let's dive into why this unassuming little penny could be your golden ticket, and how one mistake at the San Francisco Mint turned everyday change into millionaire treasure. Let's go back. It's 1971. Nixon's in the White House, bell-bottoms are in, and the San Francisco Mint is churning out millions of pennies. But among the flood of coins that year, a microscopic mistake changed everything. A rare variant of the 1971 S. Lincoln cent was struck with what's called a double die obverse. That means the image on the front, Lincoln's profile, was accidentally stamped twice, slightly misaligned. To the untrained eye, barely noticeable. To collectors, a jackpot. And here's the kicker. Experts believe only a few dozen exist in pristine condition. That's fewer than some Lamborghini models. Still think all pennies are worthless? Some of you are probably thinking, I've got a jar full of pennies. I'm rich. Easy there, Captain Coinstar. Not all 1971 S pennies are created equal. The devil is in the detail, and sometimes the devil pays nearly $1 million. In 2023, a pristine, uncirculated 1971 S double die obverse penny sold for $935,000. That's not a typo. This wasn't sold in some obscure backroom auction. It was authenticated, graded, and fought over by top collectors. Now imagine this. A retired Vietnam vet, cleaning out his garage, finds a dusty coin collection left behind by his father. Among the rolls, a near-mint 1971 S double die. Today, he's living in Arizona, mortgage-free, with a boat, a truck, and a legacy to pass on. These aren't just coins. They're time machines. They're financial lifelines. They're overlooked fortunes hiding in plain sight. Do you have one of these in your house? Maybe in an old wallet? A shoebox? Or that drawer you've been meaning to clean for 5 years? You might. And if you do, your entire life could change in a moment. So how do you know if your penny is the one? Look for the S mint mark just below the date. Check for doubling, especially on Liberty, and in God we trust. The devil is truly in the details. Look for PCGS or NGC authentication. IT can reduce value by thousands. And here's your edge. While everyone else shrugs off pennies as worthless, you're now armed with the knowledge to spot a 6-figure coin. That's power most people overlook. Still think pennies are just for wishing wells? The only wish you need now is to have saved more of them. In a world of crypto crashes and stock market swings, sometimes the most overlooked investment is already in your pocket. This isn't just a story about coins. It's about missed chances, hidden wealth, and the power of paying attention. So go ahead, check those old jars, call up your parents, dig into those childhood collections, because one penny could unlock the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. And in our next video, the even rarer 1969 S penny, and why some believe it's worth over $1 million. Welcome to the channel where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary stories, and where your junk drawer might be hiding your first $1 million. Let's dive into the incredible story of the 2002 D Lincoln cent, a coin that has collectors, investors, and auction houses all chasing its shadow. So what makes this little copper coin worth nearly $1 million? First, a bit of context. Minted in Denver 2002, the Lincoln penny had already seen decades of circulation. But somewhere in the minting process, a rare error, or should we say a miracle, was born. And no, this wasn't some blessed by Abe Lincoln's ghost situation, though that would definitely fetch some spiritual premiums. This particular coin features a highly rare die error, possibly a double die, off-center strike, or even an experimental planchet, details of which are still a mystery, making the coin even more valuable. Only a handful of these are known to exist, maybe even just one dot, and in the world of coin collecting, rarity plus mystery equals money. Now picture this, you're 56. You've worked your entire life. Retirement is looming. Bills are climbing. You're wondering if you'll ever get ahead. Then, one Saturday afternoon, you go through your late father's coin box. And there it is. A 2002 D penny. It's just like the others. Except it's not. You have it authenticated. PCGS confirms the error, point 1 of 1. Condition: near mint. And then the call comes in. We'll start the auction at $500,000. You stare at the phone, speechless. But here's the twist: the real value of the coin. Not $500K, not even $750K. We'll get to the current market offer in just a minute. But first, what does a coin like this mean for you? Because this isn't just about rare coins, it's about unlocking wealth hidden in plain sight. You see, thousands of Americans are hoarding pennies, not realizing they might be holding their ticket to freedom. And hey, let's be honest. If you've got a drawer filled with 2002 pennies, now's a pretty great time to develop a sudden interest in numismatics. So what's the actual value today? A verified 2002 D rare Lincoln cent with the right error has recently been offered at $975,000, nearly $1 million, for a 1-cent coin. And this isn't just rumor. We've seen verified auction listings, collector offers, and authentication data. And guess what? More of these could be out there. Unfound. Undiscovered.in boxes, drawers, basements. Maybe even in your pocket right now. The opportunity is knocking. But only for those who know what to look for. Grab a magnifying glass or high-res smartphone camera. Look for 2002 D Lincoln cents. Examine for doubling on lettering, off-center strikes, or odd coloration. Weigh the coin. Errors sometimes appear on planchets meant for foreign currency. Get it evaluated by PCGS or Guess. Verify. And please, Don't take it to the gas station clerk and ask for $100,000 in scratchers. This is $1 million item. Treat it like one. You don't need to win the lottery. You just need to know where to look. Your future, your legacy, could be hiding in your coin jar. Next episode, we uncover another Lincoln penny from the 1990s that's selling for more than a Ferrari. Hit that like button if you're ready to unlock wealth, and subscribe if you're serious about turning coins into cash. Because fortune favors the informed. High-quality macro shots of 2002 D Pennies animation showing the coin's minting era graphical overlays for the checklist steps. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a 1-cent coin minted in 2021, could be worth more than a Lamborghini, a beach house, or even your retirement savings? Wait, what? A penny that's newer than your latest smartphone? Worth over $935,000? Either we're dreaming, or the US Mint made one heck of a mistake. But it's no mistake. There's a coin out there, the 2021 D Lincoln penny, hiding in plain sight, and it's making headlines for being one of the most valuable modern coins ever found. Today, I'll show you why this tiny copper piece is turning everyday Americans into six-figure sellers. Stick around to the end, because we'll reveal how you can tell if you've got one of these rare gems in your change jar right now. In 2021, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents, but not all of them were created equal. Some were struck with what experts believe is a misalignment, a double die, or even metal composition anomalies that make them incredibly rare and wildly valuable. Just like in life, it's the flaws that make something truly special, and one such flaw turned a pocket change penny into a $935,000 treasure. More on that in just a minute. What makes it valuable? Here's where things get serious. Coin collectors and deep-pocketed investors are paying huge premiums for these rare 2021 D pennies with double die obverse errors die chips and cuds on Lincoln's face, or the shield, or incredibly rare off-metal strikes, where the penny is struck on a dime planchet. Think of these as the genetic mutations of the coin world, and like any rare species, they're highly sought after. Narrator, light-hearted interjection. Imagine explaining to your spouse that your $1 million investment is a penny. Strange? Yes. But financially genius? Absolutely. Point 1, verified 2021 D penny with unique errors sold for a jaw-dropping $935,000 at a private auction. Others, with slightly less dramatic flaws, are still going for $1,500 to $15,000 online as we speak. This isn't just hype, it's happening now. When was the last time you checked your spare change, your coffee table, your car's cup holder, that old piggy bank from the 90s? You might be sitting on a hidden fortune. With inflation rising and financial uncertainty looming, more people are looking for new income streams. Selling rare coins, especially modern, unexpected ones like the 2021 D penny, is becoming a gold rush for smart sellers. The window of opportunity is closing fast. As more of these coins are found and sold, their rarity and their market value could start to drop. So how do you know if your penny is the six-figure kind? And where exactly do you sell it for top dollar? That's coming up right after this. Here's a quick checklist to see if your 2021 D Lincoln penny is potentially worth a fortune. Look for the D mint mark just under the year. Inspect Lincoln's eye and forehead for doubling. Examine the reverse shield for any odd breaks, lines, or chips. Use a 10x magnifying glass. Better yet, take it to a certified numismatist. And remember, never clean the coin. That could wipe off tens of thousands in value. Where to sell and how to maximize profit. Reputable auction houses, online marketplaces like eBay for experienced sellers, or certified dealers who specialize in error coins. Get your coin graded by PCGS or NGC. It legitimizes its rarity and boosts your asking price exponentially. Because nothing says, "I'm serious about money," like mailing a penny in a bulletproof case. Final inspiration, your legacy in a penny, 1 cent. That's all it takes to change your financial future. In a world where people scroll past opportunities daily, maybe today is your day to stop and look down. That coin in your pocket might be worth more than a year's salary. If you know what to look for. In the next video, we'll break down the top 5 modern pennies worth over $50,000, including one you've probably touched this week. Subscribe, hit that bell icon, because next time that penny might just be your golden ticket. We're diving deep into the story of the 1989 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a seemingly ordinary coin that, under the right conditions, can be valued at up to $835,000 in today's market. So before you cash in your change jar for a fast food combo, you'll want to watch this. Let's rewind to 1989. George H.W. Bush had just become president. The Berlin Wall was about to fall. And in the U.S. Mint was cranking out billions of Lincoln cents. Most 1989 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins were marked, well, by having no mint mark at all. That's standard. But here's where it gets interesting, because not all no mint mark pennies are created equal. A few rare 1989 Lincoln cents, just a handful, were struck using misaligned dies or off-metal planchets. Others show unique doubling, off-centering, or unexplained errors that make them one-of-a-kind collectibles. Imagine holding onto a coin your grandfather gave you, tossed into a box, forgotten for decades. You pull it out, it's a 1989 penny. No mint mark. You shrug, until you realize it's one of them. Cue the slow-motion moment where you drop your coffee mug and whisper, "Wait, what?" Just last year, one of these rare 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln cents sold at auction for a staggering $835,000. Why? Because of a rare error during minting and near-perfect condition. And the best part? These coins are still out there, sitting in garages, inside cigar boxes, in bank rolls, unclaimed, waiting. If you're between 30 and 65, you're in the prime group that might unknowingly own one. Maybe inherited, maybe saved, maybe picked up off the ground 20 years ago. No mint mark under the date on the coin. Sharp details, nowhere, condition matters. Doubling, misalignment, weird metal tones. Have it professionally graded, you want an MS-65 or better. Rubbing it on your jeans won't make it shine or raise its value. It'll just make it, well, less valuable. You could be one coin away from a new life, from paying off your mortgage, funding your children's education, or retiring early. That old penny? It might just be your golden ticket. And here's the twist. There's another Lincoln penny, rarer than this one, that's currently under investigation for being worth over $1 million. But you'll need to see it to believe it. So, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because in the next video, we reveal the identity of this mystery coin and how you might already own one. You don't have to be a coin expert, just someone who believes in second chances, even for a penny. We're diving deep into what makes the 2018 D. Lincoln penny one of the most surprising treasures in American numismatic history, and why it might be sitting quietly in your collection, your drawer, or even your pocket right now. If you're over 30, living in the US, and have ever dreamed of turning your forgotten change into financial freedom, this story is for you. And stay with me until the end, because I'll show you exactly what to look for and how to sell it for maximum profit, without getting ripped off. And one more thing. There's a twist in this story you won't see coming. Let's begin. Let's rewind to 2018. It was a year like any other. But deep inside the Denver Mint, something unexpected happened. A few thousand Lincoln pennies, routine, regular, seemingly ordinary, were struck with a microscopic error. A minting flaw so subtle, it escaped detection by even the most experienced eyes. And yet, this flaw is exactly what makes these coins so rare and so valuable. They're called transitional errors. Specifically, the 2018 D. Lincoln cent was mistakenly struck on a zinc planchet intended for an earlier version. That tiny detail created a coin that's now a unicorn in the world of collectors. To the untrained eye, it looks like every other penny. But to an expert, it's a once-in-a-generation opportunity. Think about that. A coin you could easily mistake for pocket change, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's where it gets really interesting. In early 2024, one of these coins was authenticated and sold in a private transaction for $765,000. And get this, the buyer wasn't a collector. It was a private investor, which means there's growing interest from people looking to park serious money into rare coins. Why? Because rare US coins have consistently outperformed stocks and real estate over the past decade. Quietly, safely, and with a whole lot less drama. Still think that penny in your kitchen drawer isn't worth checking? Let me ask you something. When's the last time you checked your junk drawer for 6 figures? Seriously, we spend hours scrolling through TikTok, but how long does it take to look at one little penny? Not even 5 seconds. The truth is, most people ignore their old coins. They assume that anything newer than the 1960s isn't worth anything. But the 2018 D penny proves that belief wrong. And here's the kicker. Experts believe there are more of these pennies out there. They just haven't been found yet. Could one be in your home? Your late father's coin collection? That forgotten envelope in your attic? You see, this isn't just about one coin. It's about possibility. It's about the financial freedom that could be hiding in plain sight. And while most people waste time chasing get-rich-quick schemes, smart folks like you are starting to realize wealth doesn't always come wrapped in big packages. Sometimes it shows up in copper and zinc. But wait, how do you actually know if your 2018 penny is the right one? That's where things get real. Because if you make one small mistake when checking or selling it, you could lose out on hundreds of thousands of dollars. Or worse, be tricked into giving it away for nothing. So how do you avoid that? Let's go there now. Here's what you need to look for. First, check the date. It must say 2018 with the D mint mark, meaning it was made in Denver. Then, examine the coin's color and texture. Most 2018 pennies are copper-plated zinc. But the valuable error coins often have an off-color appearance or are struck slightly off-center. Some are thinner than usual. Others have weak or ghosted lettering. Here's what to do. Use a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass. Look closely at the edges and the mint mark. If anything seems off, do not try to clean it. That can destroy the value instantly. Instead, contact a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate it, grade it, and in many cases, connect you with high-paying buyers. And here's the urgency. Every day, more of these coins are found, which means the price could rise or fall. That $765,000 coin? It may be the first, but it won't be the last. Once the market is saturated, the novelty could fade. The window to sell for peak value may only last a few months. Maybe a year. So if you've got coin collections lying around, this is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Right now. If your spouse asks why you're hunched over the kitchen counter with a magnifying glass, just tell them you're working on your retirement plan. So, let me ask you again. Have you ever held a coin that could change your life? You might have. You just didn't know it yet. Don't let this opportunity pass by. Go check your change. Pull out your coin folders. Call your parents. Look in those boxes you haven't touched in years. Because one 2018 penny could be the key to your next chapter. A new car, a new home, maybe even the freedom to leave your job and finally live life on your terms. All from a coin most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up. But you're not most people. You're smart enough to know that fortune favors the curious and rewards those who so act. Because your $1 million penny might be closer than you think. If you found this helpful, share this with someone you care about. Who knows? Their penny could be worth a fortune too. And if you want more videos on rare coins worth thousands or even millions, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The 1943 copper penny that sold for $1.7 million. And why most people walk right past it. I'll see you in the next one. Would you like this turned into a subtitled video script format or broken down into visual scene prompts for video editors? What if I told you that a plain, brown penny sitting in your junk drawer could change your life forever? Yes, a 1994 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth over $635,000, and some have been valued even higher. No, you're not dreaming. And no, you haven't time traveled to a world where coins grow on trees. But before you rush to flip over every penny you own, you must understand why this specific coin is so rare and why collectors are shelling out small fortunes to own one. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know exactly what to look for, but how you could turn pocket change into a wealthy lifestyle. Let's rewind to 1994. Grunge ruled the radios. The internet was still a toddler. And the US Mint, Well, they were cranking out Lincoln pennies like candy. Most of these coins bore a tiny D or S mint mark, indicating Denver or San Francisco. But every now and then, something strange happened. Some coins came out with no mint mark at all. The absence of that mint mark shouldn't be rare, because Philadelphia doesn't use one. But in 1994, a very specific error occurred. Certain coins were struck on experimental planchets, and some featured die errors so subtle, even coin graders missed them. These are the unicorns, and they're worth their weight in gold. One such penny recently sold for $635,000 at auction. Not bad for a coin worth 1 cent, right? That's a 63.5 million% return. Try asking your 401k for that. But how do you know if your 1994 penny is one of the golden few? Let's dig into what separates the million-dollar coins from the, well, just plain old cents. To the untrained eye, it looks like any other penny. But collectors, they know what to look for. No mint mark beneath the date off center strike or double die errors, unusual luster or metallic finish, high-grade condition. Ideally MS65 or higher, struck on the wrong planchet, nickel or foreign metal. If you're sitting on one of these and don't know it, you could literally be throwing away a fortune every time you pay in cash. But let's say you found one. What's next? No, you don't call the president. And no, the IRS won't come banging on your door. Not yet. Anyway, what you do is get it graded by a trusted source, PCGS or NGC, because authentication is everything. And here's the catch, the market is hot right now. Baby boomers are liquidating collections. Young investors are buying hard assets. Every day you wait, you risk missing your moment. But even if you don't have this penny, you might be sitting on something even rarer. And I'll tell you exactly how to find out. Let me tell you about Dan from Ohio. He was cleaning out his grandfather's war chest, found a dusty coffee can full of old pennies, thought nothing of it, until one of them turned out to be a rare 1994 no-mint penny. He sold it, paid off his mortgage, took his wife on a Mediterranean cruise. And the best part? That can had 2 more rare coins inside. Check every penny dated 1994. No mint mark, set it aside. Look for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or odd coloring. Don't list it online without authentication. That's how amateurs lose big. And no, microwaving the coin won't make it more valuable. But thanks for the creativity. In today's market, even common-looking errors can fetch 5 to 6 figures. And trust me, collectors are hunting for these like modern-day treasure maps. Oh, and before we wrap, there's a secret most collectors won't tell you. A type of 1994 penny that's even rarer than the no-mint mark version. I'll cover that in our next video. Subscribe now if you want to discover hidden coin values, avoid rookie mistakes, and finally turn your coin collection into real wealth.